story time on how me and my boyfriend drove to Dallas for me to get a tattoo done, and it ended up with me being blocked, my crack being uploaded, and me being called a old hoe. So, to start, I just want to say that I would not normally entertain anything like this, but she said that she was going to do a story time, so let's go ahead and tell the story. 3 months ago, I booked my appointment with her and I paid my deposit. This passing weekend was my appointment. My boyfriend flew in from Chicago to drive me to my appointment. 24 hours in advance, I wrote her to confirm my appointment and to also confirm the number cream that I had got, just to make sure, everything was straight. This was at 9 o'clock in the morning. She did not respond. At 5 o'clock p.m., I wrote her again, basically letting her know, like, hey, I'm going to be on the road early. I just wanted to confirm. She still didn't respond. So I went to my boyfriend. I basically told him, like, I don't know if I really want to go anymore because she not confirming. She not responding. So he was like, man, she got to be on point. She took your deposit. We going to still go. Now, mind you, I'm in Houston. She's in Dallas. So she's a 4-hour drive. So I asked him, like, so you're willing to take the risk? He like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. 6 o'clock in the morning, we wake up and we on our way to Dallas. He told me to write her and tell her, like, hey, I'm on the road. See you at 11. So I did that. About 2 hours later, she wrote back and was like, see you then. So in her initial message, she did state that, it was no additional people allowed, which I had already told my boyfriend prior when I first booked it. And she sent me the address. However, I did not know, where I was coming to because she said that she wasn't going to send me anything additional until I arrived. That was a risk I took with, booking an appointment out of state. So either way, we pull up to the address. I'm noticing now that we're at a complex. She then sends me the directions to get to her apartment. So we get there. My boyfriend, he walks me to the door, as he should. So we get to the door. I walk in. She immediately look at him like, I said no additional people. And so I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then in the midst, he's like, well, I flew in from Chicago. Woo. And I stopped him. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. He doesn't have to stay. And so she's like, well, I said in your appointment that, I said in the message, no additional people, woo, woo. And I said, okay, again, I said that he doesn't have to stay. She's like, well, I'll do it this one time. And so she directed us to go to the back room. She basically pointed to the back room as to where we should go. So we got back there. And I told my boyfriend, because she had rubbed me the whole wrong way. Her attitude was so nasty and her energy was off. I'm just like, I'm finna. Part 2 on how me and my boyfriend drove to Dallas for me to get a tattoo, and it ended with me getting blocked, my crack uploaded, and being called out of my name. First, I want to just cover a couple of comments that was left on the video. I am from Chicago. My boyfriend is from Chicago. I recently came to Houston. He flew into Houston to drive me to Dallas. So when I stated that this is a risk that I took with booking out of state, that's where I'm coming from. And insinuating not to book in a city or a state that you're not familiar with, and also that you have to drive a ways to without knowing where you're going. Secondly, you guys are stating why I didn't just state that he wasn't staying. So when I walked in, I didn't know what was going on behind me. In return, that's when she looked at him immediately and said, I said no extra people. He then responded and said, well, I flew in from Chicago. At that point, maybe he felt like that was an opportunity. At the end of the day, I don't have control over what he said. I only have control over what I said. And from that moment, I was responding to both of them and saying that he did not have to stay. Now, moving forward, I can tell that her energy was off and she was very nasty about it. So when she directed us to the back room, we got to the back room. I told him, like, hey, I'm going to let her know when she get in here that if she is not comfortable, that you can leave. He said, okay, cool. She came in the back room maybe about 3 minutes later. I then stated that to her. She then said, well, I told you in the message no additional people and you still brought him to my door. Number one, I didn't know that I was coming to an apartment. Number two, which is what I told her, he came to the door to make sure that I was safe. So she was like, well, it's out of respect for my home, but he's already here, so he can go ahead and stay. So at that point, I just left it alone. To me, out of respect for your home, you have 130K followers, you doing clients consistently, everybody is coming to your home, there's already no respect. But that's neither here nor there. She began to do my tattoo. She asked me to show her my cover up, what I wanted covered up, which was on my back. I sat down, she looked at it, she started to begin to, shave my back or whatever. At this point, I let her know, like, hey, I have the numbing cream or whatever. So she was like, okay, did you apply it? And I was like, no, I didn't apply it. No one ever told me to apply it. I'm like, and plus, I wrote you yesterday to confirm the numbing cream and my appointment. Nobody ever responded. So from there, she got on her phone like she was calling her assistant, and she was like, I see that you didn't notify her to apply the numbing cream. I don't sell the numbing cream and I don't apply it or whatever. And then they get off the phone. So then she told me, like, well, I'm going to go ahead. Part 3 on how me and my boyfriend drove to Dallas for me to get a tattoo done, and it ended with me getting blocked, my behind uploaded, and getting called out of my name. So from there, she stated that she would go ahead and apply the numbing cream, that it would take about an hour for it to work. I told her, thank you, I appreciate it. She told me that she was going to go walk her dog. In 30 minutes, she'll come back and she'll draw it. She came back. We discussed my ideas. She stated that she was going to begin to draw it and that she was going to show me throughout the process of her drawing it to make sure I liked it or if I wanted to make any changes. I told her, okay. She asked me if it was all right for her to record me. I told her yes, because of course it is on my back and I can't see it. So throughout the process, she will record, hand me her phone, and that's how we would discuss the tattoo. The process took about 9 hours in total. She did have to keep stopping because she did have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. And of course, they are babies. They can't take care of themselves. About 5 hours into the appointment, my boyfriend went to go get something to eat. He asked her if she was hungry. She said that she was good. And I want to say for the remaining of the appointment, everything was smooth. The following day, I was just on Instagram. And someone told me to just go check her page. So I was go check her page, and that's when I noticed I was blocked. I told him, like, I think she blocked me, and he was like, no. So I'm like, let me see your phone. I went to her page from his phone and noticed that I was blocked. So I'm like, that's weird. But at that point, what can I do? The following day, I went to my hairdresser, and she saw my tattoo, and she was like, that's nice, they snap. And I was like, yeah. She was like, I might need to go to her or whatever. And I'm like, well, she's in Dallas or whatever. I'm like, but she blocked me or whatever. I can give you her information. Matter of fact, I'm like, I could put it up on your phone or whatever. So I put it up on her phone, and that's when I noticed that she had uploaded me with my crack out. I did not give her permission to upload me. And I just feel like it's very weird that you blocked me, she blocked me, and then uploaded me, especially with my behind being out. I did not give her permission to do that. So from there, I had one of my friends write her basically in comments stating that, I didn't give her permission to take down the video. She responded, and when she responded, she was very nasty again.
What started as a road trip for a fresh tattoo ended in one of the wildest client-artist fallouts yet. The tattoo got done. The payment was made. But the relationship? Done. Blocked on social media, exposed online without consent, and called out in the comments. This client walked away with more than just ink. What would you have done in this situation? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.